This dummy is having a really bad day.
Any little movement way out here is going to transfer how down into the patient.
It's going to multiply.
Right. So
Even though the pretend victim is obviously not a real person, this training can be hard for the average person to watch.
Did it look like that skin flap moved at all?
Very little.
Okay.
Car accident extrications are not necessarily common, but they do happen. Like any other emergency services agency, Clark County Fire District 6 carries all the tools of the trade to cut a victim out of the car. But this training scenario is just a wee bit different.
This environment changed because we had an impaling injury that had to have us do an extrication inside of an extrication. So we had to cut down into an environment where we could remove a patient from that physical vehicle.
And as unique as this situation is, the old saying, right tool for the job, couldn't be more appropriate.
Will our tools here work for us?
Rescuers experimented with a couple different tools. The battery-powered reciprocating saw.
A lot of vibration.
A lot of vibration, yeah.
Now, that didn't work quite as well as the hydraulic shears. The other thing they learned is that it's very helpful to test the material they will be cutting first, before getting in close to the patient. This way they'll know what tool to use and how to best brace for the cut.
There you go, yeah.
Another important aspect of this training exercise, this was a two-car accident. Looking at this patient, it's easy to assume that she is more injured than this guy, the second victim. But that may not always be the case.
So we had a victim in a silver car that was unconscious, unresponsive with snoring respirations. So he was a very critical patient. While this patient, even though she had very gross trauma that was visibly disturbing to anybody that saw that, she was stable, she had a clear airway, but she had a significant problem that we had to identify. Now, we both are life and death patients. The first patient, we had to get out and stabilize and get an airway managed, or that person obviously would expire if we just spent time here with her.
Keep in mind that in real life they'll have minutes, seconds sometimes, to make the call.
There you go.
Hey, Cap, you want to just double up the head beds to keep her head elevated? Sure.
Regardless of the choices they will make, communication is key.
it was a nice job. He had a lot of good plans. I heard Tim in there talking, this is the plan, and he said, does everybody understand the plan? So that was good. A lot of good communication going on.
In the real world, in all likelihood, they would simply cut the roof off this car, take their patient, and go. But they have to train for situations that are abnormal. Besides, this junk car has to last for another group or evolution. With this training, the patients will have a much better chance of survival than the cars in the back lot of Station 6-1.